talking about the importance of tummy time. Amber Fredrickson is here this morning from Red Door Pediatric Therapy to explain why it's important and how often tummy time is recommended. So good morning.
Good morning.
Now, of course, I'm at a different generation, so my children went to sleep on their tummies. You never want them to do that now.
No, now
probably didn't then either, but
right now with the back to sleep program, it's recommended to have babies sleep on their backs. And then since that has happened, obviously SIDS, the sudden infant death syndrome, has decreased, but then the flat spots on the back of the heads are starting to increase.
Right, and that's what happens if they're on their backs too long, right? So talk about that a little bit. Why does that happen?
The flatness, just their skulls are very soft, and when they're sleeping on their back all the time, if they're looking to one side or if they're looking straight up, that pressure forms their skull to be flat. So then we recommend tummy time not only to help with that, but then it's also very important for them to get their strength going to inform their motor skills.
Well, because if you think about it, it'd be like a baby push-up, right?
Yep.
I mean, they need to strengthen their neck and their back and their shoulders and everything. What do you benefit? How do you benefit from that as an infant?
From tummy time? So as they're infants, they're obviously babies are born very weak, and they need to get their head strength up so they can hold their head. They need their core strength, which will then lead to rolling and sitting, which then progresses to crawling and walking and all these other motor skills that affect their life. Crawling affects even handwriting. Depth perception is affected by that. So
how much time do they need to be on their backs? On their tummies?
On their tummies, it's recommended a total of 60 minutes a day.
Okay.
Now, obviously, newborns aren't going to be on the floor for an hour, so there's different positions you can have them in to get that tummy time, and it can start at a couple minutes here and there, multiple times throughout the day, and then as they get older, then that time can increase as their tolerance improves.
Do they have to be on the floor?
Nope.
So like if I'm holding my newborn like on my tummy?
Yep, so there's, newborns are great. We are often holding them up on our chest anyway. So if we're reclined back, so they have that gravity still pulling them down. So laying down with them on your tummy, on your chest, you can lay them across your lap and support their heads that way. As long as they're awake, it counts.
Okay, and that's kind of the key, right?
Yep.
You want them to be, and you also, I saw on my notes that you sent that you want to make sure that you're supervising them when they are on their tummy.
Yes. Yep.
And so that means don't leave them alone because...
Yes, especially newborns. If they are on the floor and their face is straight down into the carpet, they might not be able to pick up their head to move.
Plus, nobody would like that. I mean, let's face it.
It's hard. So it's just supervise, make sure they're awake. If they're sleeping, they're not strengthening, so it's not counting, but that interactive time is really beneficial.
Now, I think getting back to the head positioning thing, where you get a baby that gets flat, and we all have like one side that we tend to prefer, and that's kind of what happens even if they turn to the side, right?
Yeah.
Is that, once that happens, is it unremediable? Can you remedy that?
Yes. Yep, we see babies all the time with that. It's called plagiocephaly, when it's flat on one side versus the other, and we just recommend parents to have them look to the other side. If they're sleeping at night and there's something they like to look at, we can turn them like head over head end, so then they're still looking at that, or change their mobile from one side to the other. If it's related with torticollis, which is the tightness in the neck muscles, then there's stretching we can do, strengthening exercises to strengthen the other side. Sometimes we will use kinesio tape to get those muscles to relax, and it can affect down their whole spine. So
wow. There's so much that goes into it that you don't even realize.
Yep.
You want your baby to be strong and to not develop musculoskeletal issues, and it does. It starts right in infancy.
It does, and it happens so fast because they're growing so fast. And one day you can look and their head will be round, and the next day you look and it's flat.
Have a flat spot on your head.
And yeah, it happens so easy, and parents will blame themselves and think they're not doing enough, and that's not it at all. I mean, they have to sleep, and babies sleep a lot, and they have to sleep on their back. So if they hit a growth spurt while they're sleeping,
there you go.
Yep, there it is.
How bad is it? I mean, sometimes you see the kids with the soft helmet kind of things. Is that if it's particularly bad, or?
Yeah, moderate to severe. You can get a helmet. Usually there's a forehead shift forward on one side and an ear shift forward, and with that there's no scientific proof that it affects, but I mean the tubes in your ears are uneven. It can affect your eyes. So those are some of the concerns with that, but there's no
Plus, we don't want the
proof.
kiddos to grow up with that.
Right. And then as they get older and they're starting to sit, which is why the tummy time is also important. So they're sitting up at that, starting to kind of prop sit at that 4-month, 5-month age. Then they're off their heads more because then they're playing upright and their skulls are still growing very quickly at that 4, 5, 6-month age, and they can correct themselves.
Okay. All right. Good to know. All right. Tell people where to find you.
We are at Red Door Pediatric Therapy in Bismarck and in Minot. If you'd like to set up an appointment, you can give us a call at 701-222-3175.
Excellent. Thanks for coming in today.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.